Hey everybody, this is David, and today I'm going to be talking about The Flash, Season 3, Episode 21, Cause and Effect. And this is the newest episode of The Flash. 2 more episodes after this, guys, and then that's it, we're done. But for now, let's focus on this one. What did I think of this episode after last week's huge reveal? I gotta say, it was interesting finding out that this isn't just future Barry, this is actually a time remnant from future Barry. So the fact that we got a little bit more explanation, I was very satisfied with it. I just, like I said last week, I just wish we could have gotten this last week. I mean, if you guys just cut some stuff out from last week and fit this little snippet there at the very end and then just start with the team talking about it here at the beginning, I think I would have been more satisfied last week with the way it ended. I just didn't like how you guys left us off with the cliffhanger, but thankfully we finally got the explanation and I was satisfied with it. He's a time remnant and he's coming back for revenge because in the future, I guess, or somewhere in time, the team Flash kind of reject this time remnant and treat him like dirt or something. That's how he was describing it. And so now he wants revenge, and he feels tortured inside. He feels lost, man. He feels hurt, you know? And so there we got our explanation. And yes, like I said, I was satisfied with the explanation. It's kind of what people were expecting. So no big reveals, no big surprises. It makes perfect sense that that's what it had to be. So how does Team Flash decide to take down Savitar? By erasing Barry's memory, or at least letting him create some new ones. And I'm going to say that this was a fun episode. It wasn't what I was expecting to go down after a big reveal, but it made sense that they would try something like this, and it was a lot of fun seeing Barry be happy again, just like Iris said. It was different for him, not having that burden of all the drama that's happened in his life, including the death of his parents. And I actually kind of forgot, oh yeah, that's right, he would forget that. So when that part came up in the episode, when Iris showed him the picture of his parents and he didn't remember who they were, it's like, oh, is she gonna tell Barry how his parents died? But she didn't. She kind of left that out because it was saved towards the end to kind of to kind of give him that little jolt to kind of remember again. And I liked seeing Barry happy again because exactly how Iris was feeling, that's kind of how I felt. I liked seeing Barry in that mood. And it's kind of true what Barry said by the end of the episode as well, is that, yeah, that's how he felt when he created Flashpoint. So it gave us a different perspective on Barry that we don't get to see very often. And if you remember, if you go back to Flash Season 1, there were a lot more times where he was happier. And it would be nice if Barry could go back to there, but right now, there's some really heavy things going on, which is kind of hard to have that attitude at the moment. But for what it was worth, I thought it was really nice and refreshing that we got that happy Barry that I think we all fell in love with, you know? Another thing that I really liked about this episode was Killer Frost joining Team Flash, even if it was just for this episode, you know, because it looks like after Barry erased his memory, or Cisco and Julian erased Barry's memory, Savitar also forgot, and that was kind of an advantage, but because of that, Wally can't use his powers now. And so in order for Barry to remember and Savitar to fulfill his, I guess, his promises to Caitlin, as well as restoring Wally's power, they have to, Caitlin is forced to work with Team Flash to help Barry recover his memories, which was really nice to see. I think the best moments coming out of that was Cisco. At first, it was kind of weird seeing Cisco talk negatively to Caitlin, even though she's Killer Frost now. It was weird seeing that. And then when it was his way of sneaking a little story, a fun memory about them working as a team, including Ronnie and Hartley. If anybody remembers Hartley, the Pied Piper. It was nice hearing that story that Cisco was saying to remind her of the good times they've had together. And you can kind of see maybe the good Caitlin is still in there, which she would have to be, because this whole idea of her going to the dark side, going cold, doesn't make sense to me. And I hate how she's pushing everybody away, because clearly that's what she's doing. But I'm glad they kind of show that, no, there is goodness in Caitlin. For some reason, though, she's shutting everybody out. And maybe it's because she feels like a monster, but she's not. And hopefully they'll eventually remind her of who she really is. And maybe even without the necklace or whatever Julian Cisco creates, hopefully she won't need it. Maybe they can find a way for her to control her powers, turn it off and on whenever she needs to. I think that would be pretty cool. I also really liked the HR romance with Tracy. I think it's fun seeing Tom Cavanagh or HR have a love interest, because the other two, Harrison Wells, we never really got to see that. We never got to really see him get into a romantic fling with somebody. But this version of Harrison Wells, I think, can have that because of the kind of character he is. He is a more fun character, not like the Harrison Wells of the past. And so it's really enjoyable seeing that character in this kind of situation. Other than that, the villain of this week, I thought that was the weakest point. It was clearly a throwaway villain who was just there to cause trouble for the hero. And they never even showed another court case. I thought, are they going to show him finally going to jail and Barry redoing the trial again? But it looks like they didn't in this time, I felt he was just a Mick ripoff, like literally. As soon as he came into the building with the fire gun, I was thinking, who is this guy? Like, he's trying to be the next Heat Wave. Heat Wave is over on Legends of Tomorrow, okay? We don't need another one. If we want him back, Mick Rory can always come back to the year 2017 and cause trouble for Barry. I'm sure he wouldn't mind that. There's still a bad boy inside Mick. So I don't know why they didn't just... I don't know if this character was a villain from the comics, the one that they had here. Maybe he was the second Heat Wave of the comics. I don't know. Because there's always, like, different personas in the comic books, like people passing down the torch to another person taking the mantle of that name. I don't know. They kind of played with those ideas on Arrow. So I am going to end this here, guys. I thought this was a really good episode. Nice episode. Obviously, the little tag there at the end, setting it up for next week. We're getting King Shark is coming back next week, so that's going to be really cool. Looking forward to that. It's always cool when Gorilla Grodd or King Shark come, because they're like the characters that, this is going to be like a big budget episode. So hopefully they don't hold back. I mean, it is the second last episode of the season, and we really need to start wrapping things up. And now that Savitar has his memories back, we know that's going to happen. So I really enjoyed this episode a lot. Looking forward to the next 2 episodes. And I'm going to end this here, guys. So comment below and tell me your thoughts on the most recent episode. Is there anything I forgot that I should have added in? Let me know. And like this video if you agree with me. Subscribe to my channel, especially if you are a huge fan of The Flash. and Arrow and Legends and Supergirl and Gotham, because guess what? On Thursdays, I talk about all the DC TV shows that have been airing during the week, and you'll hear me talk very briefly about The Flash. So if you want to hear my thoughts on some of the other shows, all of them are put together on Thursdays. So until then, guys, I want to say take care.